Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Indy, and today we're going to be reviewing In Nightmare. In Nightmare by Maxim Games is a chilling horror adventure about a young boy that is at least trying to face his fears. Dealing with the effects of a broken home, the young protagonist finds himself in some deep and dark situations. You will need to solve puzzles and traverse your way through some creepy scenarios in order to help our young fella face his fear and overcome the nightmare. Let me start off by saying when I was given the opportunity to review In Nightmare, it was a quick yes. I watched the game trailer and was like, of course I want to play this. It looks like a mix of Little Nightmares and Among the Sleep. How could I not enjoy this game? I thoroughly enjoy dark games with puzzle solving. I really do. And this pretty much checked all the boxes for what I was looking for. In dark and meaningful story, puzzles and creepy, beings coming after you. The problem is, I'm still torn about this game. I seriously think I enjoyed the game, but that it wasn't all that good as well. Let's talk about some of the things that it does well. First, for the most part, the visuals and sound of the game are great. Every little step and every little sound really fits into the creepiness that I feel the game was trying to achieve. Second, I would say the majority of the puzzle solving is pretty basic, while some provide, some real head-scratching moments, and I appreciate puzzles not being overly complicated, while tossing in a good challenge here and there. And third, while the story isn't presented all that well in my opinion, it's certainly emotional and something all of us human beings should be talking about more. Now, let's talk about some of the negatives. First is the Binky. What is the Binky? Well, it's your spirit guide, of course, and it's not really called a Binky, but I can't really pronounce what it's called, so I call it Binky because that's as close as I can get to saying it. The problem with the spirit guide is the control of it doesn't feel natural or fluid at all. It's very jerky and at times doesn't seem effective at all. While it is definitely useful in some situations, for the most part I couldn't stand using it. It's supposed to help guide you with specific uses. One for showing what's ahead and the other for revealing secret things, such as like footsteps and collectibles. I didn't like it, plain and simple. Second would be the actual controls of the game. My biggest gripe would be the use of the circle button. It's used for interactions with everything, such as picking up items, opening doors, and activating switches. The problem here is it does not work well at all. So many times I would be in a dire situation, needing to activate a switch or open a door, and the button just would not respond. Major frustration and huge negative for the game. And third would be the pacing and length of the game. The puzzles and story seem to drag and slow down everything you do. Possibly boredom? I'm not entirely sure, but I found myself running and running so much in the game because it just felt slow. And you tack on about 7 to 10 hours to beat the game and it was just too much. This game could have wrapped up around 5 hours and I would have totally been fine with that. Probably would have even enjoyed the game a little bit more. And just a little bonus complaint, the locked screen camera, not really a fan. If you can't look around and see what your surroundings are in a puzzle game, I don't like that at all. The game itself, it isn't all bad, yet it isn't all that great either. You find yourself exploring locations, searching for items to open doors, or activating something in order to move to the next area. You search for collectibles in various different ways, and you can check on them at, guess what? a home area that's kind of like your hub between levels. This area is only accessible after each level. Puzzles are thrown in at various spots, and bad guys along with like the ghastly witch lady will chase you down throughout the game. Seriously, it'll give you a little anxiety. In some areas I thought that was really cool, and in others I was simply dumbfounded by how ridiculous the puzzle was. So basically some good and some bad. There are some tense, creepy moments in the game, but on the other hand, there are times where you're avoiding some poorly designed enemies or beings, whatever they are. So where am I going here? You know, the game is a mixed bag of good and bad, if you ask me. While there are things that I enjoyed about In Nightmare, such as the story and some of the puzzle solving, there was too much bad in the game for me to really enjoy it. I honestly think a more condensed version would have made for a better playthrough. The visuals and sounds were pretty good for this type of game, and the story, although again poorly executed, was emotional and, pretty good. The gameplay itself was hit or miss, and the infuriating circle button drags the game down quite a bit. Running for your life from the big bad witch lady was terrifying and fun, but again, circle back to that button. What a shame. I didn't dislike In Nightmare, but I didn't thoroughly enjoy the game either. Also, there is a good ending and a bad ending to this game, and in order to get the good ending, you will need to find all the collectibles in the game. Like, what's up with that? I don't get it. In Nightmare is one of those games I would highly recommend only playing if it goes on sale. Until then, I'm going to continue to ponder over this. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. I reviewed In Nightmare on my PS4 Pro, and while the game just was kind of lackluster, not great, not terrible, it just kind of teetered on an average experience. So, take that for what you will. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the review, and I will see you in the next one. Indian, brah.